So in this video lecture today we are going to discuss about catering. If we see here, catering refers to professionally organizing the supply of food and beverage and managing social event. So it is the supply of food and beverage. Okay, so it involves everything. It involves cooking, it involves preparation of the service, and overall providing the food to the customer. So it is a broad term. It is not only the service. The service of food and beverage involves only to take the food from the kitchen and serve on the guest table. So it is a smaller term as compared to catering. Catering is a broad term which includes all the arrangements of the food and beverage. And managing social event, of course, different type of social events. Nowadays catering is not only involved in the service and arrangement of food and beverage, whereas it also involves the overall arrangement of the event. So for the corporate function and all, even the decoration and everything is provided by the caterer. So this is the simple definition of the catering. Let's go to the classification of catering, how we are going to classify it. So we have different benchmarks of classification, how we are going to classify. So if you want to classify something, you need to see on what basis you are going to classify. So if we classify on the basis of the location, so we will have these two. Location means on premises or off premises. Whether you are cooking the food and serving at the same place, that will be termed as on premises catering. And if you are preparing your food and delivering it somewhere else to be served, that will be called off premises. We will discuss in detail in the coming slides. Then we have on the basis of money motive, on the basis of the motive of making money or business, there will be two sections, like commercial catering, where our motive is to make money, and non-commercial catering, where our motive is not to make money. It may be either for welfare, or it may be the motive to provide good nutritious food at a subsidy rate to our employees or our students, or it may be a allied function of some industries, like if there is a spa and they're providing some food and beverage. So food and beverage is not their main source of income, whereas their main source of income is spa or gym, but they are providing some food and beverage, so that is not for commercial purpose. Then we have the restricted market. Restricted market is a place where not everybody is allowed, like clubs, membership, and if you want to have food in airline, so you need to get a ticket of airline. So this is only restricted to the passengers of the airline. Then we have the general market, where everybody is allowed, like all the restaurants, cafes, clubs, not clubs, sorry, pubs, bar, places like this, where these places are open for the people to go and have the food. So let us discuss with little bit of detail of each of these types. We have on premises. On premises, as we said earlier, it is the catering which refers to the provision of food at the same place where it is being prepared. So all the restaurants, those have kitchen and preparing food and serving in their restaurants. All the banquet halls which have the food cooking facilities and they are serving the food there, that is we termed as on premises catering. So we are providing food on their own premises, we are not providing somewhere else. Like example, we have restaurant and banquet. I guess you have got a fair idea of this. Now we move on to the next classification, that is off premises catering. So off premises, as the name suggests, it is away from the premises. So we will cook the food and we will serve somewhere else. When the food preparation is done at a separate place from where it is being served refers to off-premises catering. So like meals served at corporate office. So if a caterer takes the um, work of providing food, take the contract of providing food at a corporate office, that will be termed as off-premises catering. Or if a caterer providing food at a location, at somebody's location, at their house, or at some other place, that will be termed as off-premises catering. So food is being prepared somewhere else and the cooked food is transported to a place where it will be served later on. So that will be termed as off-premises catering. So these are the two categories, on-premises catering and off-premises catering. Let us move to the commercial catering, the next part. So we will discuss all these one by one in very 2-3 line of the explanation. You will get a fair idea, and then we will discuss this classification. So you will understand this classification on the basis of the explanations, on the basis of the understanding of these terms. Then you will be able to understand easily. Then we will discuss later on in the video about this classification, which is an important classification. So here commercial, as I said, it is for money making. Commercial catering is a business. So catering is also a business. Okay, you must have heard that catering business. So those who are doing this business, it is for making money. The motive is to make profit out of the catering business or services. Like restaurant is also a kind of business which sells food and beverage. Bars sells beverages. Pubs, banquets, these all are the commercial units of providing food and beverage. Next we have non-commercial catering. Provide food but not, the motive is not to make profit. It refers to the catering where motive is not to earn profit by selling food and beverage, whereas it is provided either for welfare purpose or to support the main function of the organization. For as I said earlier, like if we have a spa or we have a gym, those who are providing some type of tea, coffee, or any other food and beverage, so whatever they are charging is not the their primary operation. It is the allied function of their organization. And other options, other examples of non-commercial catering are like industrial catering, where we are providing food to the workers on a subsidy rate, or institutional catering, where we are providing food to the students of school, university, or colleges on a subsidy rate. So that is a non-commercial catering. The motive here is not to make money. Motive is to provide a food on a subsidy, so on the cost price maybe, or sometime free. Restricted market is only open for some restricted people or client. It is the segment which allowed only for restricted client, such as club membership. If you have membership of certain club, then only you can visit and use the facilities over there. Like in most of the transport catering, like if airline catering, if you want to have the food in airlines, you have to buy a ticket. If you are traveling by train, then you get the food over there. So all these are the restricted areas where not general people can just go and have food without the bookings or memberships. Then we have a sector which is transport catering, so providing food during the journey or on the airports or railway stations are covered under this category. So we have airline catering and railway catering and cruise catering, cruise liners. These three caterings we will discuss in little bit of details because these are important, so you need to understand. So here is the airline catering. If we see airline catering, we have two sections of this. One is when we get food on the airports, so that will be termed as terminal catering. So all the restaurants or vending machine is which where we place the money or coin and we get the food ready-made food, and other restaurants, units, lounge available on the airport are termed as terminal catering. And second is in transit catering on in-flight catering, the food which you get during the journey in the airline. So this food you get from the professional companies for airline catering. So it has a collaboration with professional companies for airline catering. Okay, the meals are cooked at ground. The meal is not cooked in the flight. No cooking is allowed, although there are some luxury airlines which do cooking, but that is not for economy class or for a massive passenger. So at ground, so the food is cooked at ground near the airport and transferred frozen. So usually the food is cooked and then frozen, which is reheated during flight by flight attendants and served to the passenger. So this food is in frozen condition and it is reheated by the flight attendants and provided to the passengers on their seats. There may be two categories, one is business class and second is economy class. Business class has better food options or food choices, and it is expensive, the ticket is expensive, and economy class is the as the name suggests, it is cheaper. So here is the example of meal served in business class. You get good food, good in the sense you get exotic foods, like here we have salmon and we have the bread and salad with dressing separate, and we have got some juice, and you can see here the crockery is bone china, and we have the stainless steel cutlery and cloth napkin. All these things are provided in the business class, and you get the welcome drink and a good service sort of. Then we see the meal served in economy class. Economy class is a very basic type of food. This is a kind of breakfast which is shown here. So we have the plastic cups and we have disposable napkins and disposable cutleries and disposable containers for keeping food. So it is provided in the economy class. Next we have railway catering. So airline catering we have discussed. In railway catering also we have two categories. One is on the railway stations, that is termed as terminal catering, and in transit during the journey. So Indian Railway publish tender for catering in railways. So they give the tender for providing food. IRCTC also has collaboration with food providers in train. So they also have collaboration with certain food providers. They can provide food in the, so you can book before the journey, you can book online and the food will be served during your journey. There are many individual food providers during journey. There are you can search for the websites like Rail Mitra and Rail Restro and Zoop. These are the websites. You can fill up all the details, which train you are traveling, timing and everything, and they will provide you food during journey. So this is about the railway catering. Other than this, we have the cruise liners, which is the major part of the transport catering. Cruise lines are big ship for passenger or cargo. There are two types. One is for the passenger and one is for the cargo, which transport different goods. A cruise ship travel duration is long. So it is long, so we cannot cook food at ground and we can transport frozen like airlines. Here we have to have on board kitchen and cooking facilities. So all the facilities to prepare various food and beverage items on board are available. So they have fully equipped kitchen. Passenger cruise line has luxury restaurants, bars. So it has all the luxury restaurants, bars, casinos and other 5-star facilities available, like swimming pool and spa and business center. Everything is available on the cruise lines. Now we come to the general market. So this was the restricted market, and general market is the segment open for general people. So anybody can book and visit the restaurants, bar, pubs, etc. So these are the general market of this segment. So now we can see the classification. Now you can understand it better. How we have discussed, there is on premises, the food which is cooked and served at the same place. Off premises, where the food is cooked at different place and transported to a remote location or place to be served. Okay, like outdoor catering. Commercial, where the food is being cooked for making money. Okay, so profit motive is there, like all the restaurants, bar, pubs. These are the commercial sector. Non-commercial sector, where the motive is not to make money. Okay, further it can be divided into commercial and non-commercial both. In commercial, we have one is restricted market, where only some people are allowed, like transport catering, only the passengers, club memberships, banquets, only the people who are invited. So this is the restricted market. Here we have general market. General market we have open for all general people. Okay, restaurants, bars, pubs. And non-commercial, we had discussed, there is one is welfare, which is totally free. Okay, not charging anything, just for the welfare purpose. And there might be a non-commercial which is subsidized, so they will charge some amount, maybe cost price, whatever they have spent in preparing food, but not for money making. Like industrial catering for industry people, for workers, and institutional catering we will discuss in coming slides. So this is the classification of catering. Here we have some more slides for non-commercial catering. Non-commercial catering we have discussed already. Okay, for welfare purpose, to fulfill a social need. It may be in the hospitals, it may be in temples, gurudwaras, etc. Okay, and institutional catering in the school, colleges or universities, when we provide subsidy food. Okay, they want to provide simple and nutritious food to their students. It is either fully subsidized, either free, or partially subsidized, cost price. Next we have industrial catering. Industrial related to industry. So food and beverage provided for the people at work, for the workers, okay, or the staff in industries and factories at highly subsidized rates is called industrial catering. It is based on the assumption that if you feed the employees, they will be happy and work will be more. So why they provide the food? Because first of all, they will save the time. In the lunch time, they will go and spend time. They will eat outside food which is not nutritious and not good. So they will provide a food on the subsidy for their employees. So it will save their time, it will keep them motivated. Either it can be provided by the company or it can be contracted out. So if the company, like for the hotel industry, of course we don't need to contract it out, because we are specialized in cooking and preparing food and serving. So this is our area of expertise. We don't need to contract it out. But the companies which are like IT companies and other, they need to contract it out. So they will give a contract to some other caterer, the contract of providing food. so every day they will provide food over there. Here are some important terms of the catering. First is the full service catering. When the caterer take cares of all the aspects of a function, all the facets of the function, along with the food and beverage service, other important tasks of the function like decoration and other arrangements, that is called full service catering. Then we have self catering in resorts and hotels. Some resorts provide villa with the kitchen with all the utensils and cooking facilities, so that is called the self catering in resorts and hotels. Family style catering provides the foods in family style platters and portions to be shared between family or in a social setting. Outdoor catering is a catering provided on the remote locations.